as far as JJ, I don't think JJ should enter the draft. I think he should come back personally. Now, I know Zenner's going to be gone. Roman Wilson's a senior. Cornelius Johnson's a senior. You're going to lose a lot of guys. I think Harbaugh's going to end up leaving. So if he does come back, he's not going to have a lot of his weapons. But I think he's like a third round pick. Like he didn't light it up this year at all. He was a game manager.
I disagree. I disagree. I agree that he should be a third round pick. I think he's going to be higher than that. Mm-hmm. I think this whole and you guys being Michigan fans, I don't know if you really like, see it from as a person like sees it. I think like the Michigan brand and the Michigan name it helps players out so much when it comes to like stock. Obviously, Aiden Hutchinson deserved to go second overall. I'm happy to have him in the Lions. He shouldn't really have been at the Heisman voting. I think the Block M helped him a lot to get there because we know that Will Anderson had more sacks, more quarterback pressures. He had a lot better season than – and Bama's a big name too, but the Block M holds a lot of weight. JJ stock, like Adrian said, is not higher. Not like he had the greatest game because he only threw for like 140 yards and no touchdowns.
18
but yeah, so I mean that's just like a JJ game though. But I think a lot of what I always see with JJ is that I feel like he rushes the ball a little too much. He tries to fit it in holes that he can't. He'll throw the ball 90 miles an hour at his guys, and he can never figure out where. He doesn't figure out where the ball is going. But I think there's such weight behind that Block M that he probably will go in the first round. But I think he should be like a third rounder because I don't think he's maybe in the right system. He can be like a Brock Purdy, but again, that's like in the right system. I think he will first. I just think there's so much like him winning the national championship. And I know, which is crazy because Stetson Bennett won too, and who still went the fifth. But like, there's just like heat coming behind like the controversy with Harbaugh being his coach. Harbaugh known as a quarterback whisperer. I just think that it's possible that he can go in the first round. Sorry to interrupt, but that's my.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to go in the first round. I did see Mel Kiper has him as his fifth best quarterback in this upcoming draft. I don't even think he's the fifth best quarterback because I'd put Williams, Drake May, Jane Daniels, Bo Nix, and Penix all over him. So I got him as like the sixth. So I wouldn't touch McCarthy in the first round. The Penn State game, 70 yards, didn't go for over 150 in the Maryland game. This national championship game, no touchdown. He's a game manager. He's like a Mac Jones, Brock Purdy kind of guy. I wouldn't touch him in the first round, me personally.
I agree.
I wouldn't.
I agree. The only way he becomes a first round pick unless he comes back to school and he throws the ball 300 times and he throws for 25 touchdowns and he shows us that he has to carry the team. I mean, I'll give him credit because he did what the team asked him to do, but being from the outside looking in, Reed, he right now is a game manager because he does what they need him to do. He makes a couple big plays. I see flashes here and there, but you don't see it consistently. So if he was smart, he would come back to school and try, but he probably, in my opinion, will decide to leave because what else can you do, you know?
I think that's easy.
I think if Harbaugh leaves, I think he's probably going to leave as well.
I don't think he should even. I don't think even if Harbaugh does leave, I still don't think JJ should even stay at Michigan. I think he should enter the draft. I think his stock won't get any higher right now because he is coming off the national championship. Unless he goes back to back, who knows if that's going to happen? But that's like a lot of ifs. Right now, is guaranteed that he'll probably be a first to second round draft pick if I had to guess. There's a lot of teams out there that are probably going to be looking to take quarterbacks. There's teams that take two quarterbacks in drafts. We've seen it before. So, there's a lot of teams out there that you think I know it's probably a bad comp, but the kind of player that JJ almost like the hype behind him coming into the draft it's going to remind me of like a Will Levis. I think he can be projected in that first round, but I think people are going to end up falling back on him and he'll drop. But I think he is going to be projected in the first round up until draft night goes. But I don't think he's going to get drafted in the first. I think teams will want to, but I don't think they will. Because like you said, there's so many guys. There's 5 guys ahead of him. For me, I think Quinn Ewers said he's returning, so I think Quinn Ewers is a better quarterback than him. I don't think it's that much of a homer pick for me. I think Jordan Travis is a better quarterback ultimately than J.J. McCarthy would be in the NFL level. I was just looking at stats. He didn't even throw for 3,000 yards this year in college. So he threw just under. He threw like 29.9. But I don't know. I think he's going to have a lot of hype going up into it, like almost like a Malik Willis, which is fun because they're both Titans quarterbacks, but almost like a Malik Willis or like Will Levis type hype. But then I think he will eventually die back into the later rounds. I just think there's teams that need quarterbacks are going to target those big guys right away, the big names right away.
Yeah. I think Harbaugh is gone too. I mean, he did what he was brought to Michigan to do. Beat Ohio State. He did that 3 years in a row and win a national championship. He done those things, so I think he's gone now. And a lot of jobs opened up in the NFL as well. So I think Harbaugh is gone.
Another thing on JJ really quickly is he is very young. I think he hasn't even turned 21 yet, right? I think he's like 20 years old or something.
Yeah, he's 20 still.
Yeah, so teams might like that. Take him as a project, but I don't think he's worth a first round pick as a project. I think he's a third or a fourth round guy if I give it to him. If you can find somewhere that can, like, maybe Minnesota could be a good place for him to go.
Offensive coach who knows how to use the quarterback. So.
Cleveland would be a good place to maybe take him.
Yeah. Somewhere where he doesn't have to start right away.
Yeah, exactly.
Even
eventually
the
he probably could
the
start.
Jets will sit behind Aaron Rodgers for a couple of years.
Yeah, if they don't go about our boy, Zach Wilson.